All right, well, it's that time again. It's time for a garden tour. It has grown so crazy and everything is just exploded. So I think it'll be great to do a quick walkthrough and just show what all is growing and what we've got going on here. So when you come over here, this is the lily garden, and you can see that the lilies are growing like crazy. I also put this year these 5 pots around the tall lilies with these tall marigolds, and then some of the, the taller salvias down in the bottom there, and they are so happy. I'm glad that that worked out. It just really filled it out, and these lilies are gonna open any day now. If they open before I get this tour up, I will put a little video of them in here. Look at the little dragonfly on the, oh, I chased him away. Anyways, over here are these lilies. I talk about them every year. They are a volunteer lily that I never bought, I never grew, and I think that they're a combination of these little pink lilies down here and these big trumpet lilies that are gonna open. They're the color of the trumpet lily and more the behavior. It's either that or they mixed with the tiger lily. I don't know, but they volunteered themselves and I love them. They make me really, really happy. Okay, and then over here we've got my yellow daylily. This was my mom's daylily. It's really blown out with the sun right now, but this daylily was my mom's, and I remember it growing up, so it's been around forever. And unfortunately, I got this orange one mixed up in it, and so the orange one is trying to take over the yellow one. So what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to mark these stalks with which plants those are coming out of, and after it's done blooming, I'm going to rip it apart and I'm going to take those plants with those 4 stalks and get rid of the one with the orange in it to try and get it out of there. Then over here, I've got the corn. This was definitely knee-high by the 4th of July, which is a funny saying that we say in the Midwest about how tall the corn should be. So it was over knee-high, and now it's like chest-high. So in like a week, it's grown that much. It's crazy how fast the corn grows this time of year. I have a few cone flowers that are coming up here. The rabbits just love these, so usually they all get annihilated and back to the ground, but this year I got a couple of them, so that's fantastic. I did want to show the progress of the trumpet vine. It is really full and it is actually blooming. Now, it normally has a lot more blooms. It's normally a lot more full, but I do think that it's going to recover from us moving it. Such terrible lighting right now. And this beautiful tea rose, first time I've ever grown a tea rose, and I'm loving it. Now, I'm not sure this is going to come back next year, but I think that I'm gonna fall in love with growing roses, so that's really fun. Over here, just these 2 beautiful garden beds are really starting to fill in the. There's some plants dying in the green stalk that seems like it happens every year that I need to redo some. I would say these butterflies are beautiful fluttering around here, but those are cabbage worm moths and they make me mad, so whatever, we'll leave them. The castor beans are getting huge. You can see the leaves over here. This one is the winner for the largest one this year. Got this beautiful, if I can put my shade on it a little bit, daylily growing over here. Just gorgeous. Love it. Coming over here into the vegetable garden, it has exploded with growth from the last video. You can see the nasturtiums are just blooming like crazy and just getting full and beautiful. Gotta love those plants. Coming down here, we've got the ají dulce pepper and its giant leaves growing. We have some already ready to harvest. These are shishito peppers. And this one is my tam jalapeno, so I don't see a lot of fruit set on that yet, but I do have quite a few blooms, so that'll be good. I have all sorts of peppers down here that need to be harvested. Over here is the tomato wall is crazy. We spent about an hour this morning tying everything up and just trying to get it to to cooperate a little bit. This is the sad brassica world, the cabbage moth caterpillars have just annihilated most of it. I've left some of it here, honestly, because I see the birds come in and pick the caterpillars. So, you know, that's great when you can feed the baby birds. But I think it's time for this cauliflower to come out. I did find a bunch of caterpillars on the actual head of cauliflower over there. There's a purple one over there, so I'm probably not going to eat it. And it's tiny, so it's not really necessary. But this is the broccoli. I'll leave the broccoli in maybe for now. It doesn't look totally annihilated. Oh, back here, it is blueberry season. I am getting tons of blueberries, which is interesting because I didn't think I was going to get a lot of them this year. But I mean, every day I'm picking, you know, a little pint-sized thing of blueberries off of it. So I'm okay with that. This was today's little tray of blueberries that we got. So that's awesome. And then over here we have kind of junky. Things are a little junky and need to be cleaned up. I'm going to get the rest of the kohlrabi out of here. Again, cabbage moth problems. Like there's just, look at that. It's just sticks. It's so frustrating. This I've left to just flower for the pollinators, but I think that it's time for that to come out. I have some of those little tomatoes that I planted in here. So this is the little tomato plant, and I have a couple more. So I'm going to dig those out and put those in there. Over here, I mean, I have to step back. It's so giant. There's the borage, but in the middle there, I planted those pro cut sunflowers. So I should get beautiful cut sunflowers relatively soon. I don't think that they get too much taller than that. Maybe they do. Let's see. Oh no, there's little heads growing in there. Look at that. That's exciting. This little pepper plant is doing really well. I need to probably give him a little bit more space and get this calendula to back off a little bit, but we can get a stake and do that. Over here, you can see that the zucchini is growing like crazy. So if you remember in the last video that I had radishes in here, and then I just let the zucchinis kind of come up inside the radishes. Now the zucchinis have taken over and the radishes are just pouring out of over here. Again, I'm just leaving this for the pollinators. These radishes are, I'm not probably going to eat them. I'll just leave them for the pollinators to come in and enjoy the garden a little bit while these zucchinis grow. But you can see that there's a couple of little zucchinis growing in this one. This one clearly seems to be the yellow zucchini. There's a baby zucchini down in there. I don't know that I've seen any babies on the green one. This one's the green one. I don't see any baby zucchinis quite yet, but they'll get there eventually. I will pull this radish out when, you know, I'm cleaning up the garden one of these days. The point of letting them flower is that sometimes they grow a little seed pod, and those seed pods are really good to eat, but I don't even see that it's growing any seed pods to it. So like this would turn into something, but they're not. That's okay. Over here is a success story of just letting a poor plant do what it's going to do. This is that eggplant that at one point was a stick with one leaf. I was trying to replace it and I wasn't able to find an eggplant, so I just left it here and let it do its thing. No, it's behind. It should probably be flowering by now, but hopefully it will start to flower soon. They are pokey plants. You gotta keep your fingers out of there. Over here, just the gorgeous trellis of beans this year. This is the most beautiful that it's ever been. They're the scarlet runner beans, sunset runner beans, and then some like black night beans or something similar from Baker Creek. And yeah, they're just gorgeous. So they've got kind of different hues of red to the flowers. Inside there is a squash plant. It's kind of hard to see because it just all blends, but if you look closely, there's a squash plant that's really starting to take off and go up there. I think I even saw some flowers. Here's what will probably be a flower on it. This is a Canada crookneck squash, and I usually make soup with it. I know I've seen people make pies with it, like pumpkin pie, but yeah, I usually make soup with them. We'll talk about the tomato jungle in its own video because there's so much to talk about and so much. I mean, I have to have a step stool because I can't reach it. It's just stunning. But I did harvest my first cherry tomatoes the other day and had those with kind of a bruschetta. It was really, really good. But there's a lot of tomatoes. Oh no, look, it's split. Darn it. Okay, these are new to me, so I guess I didn't realize that it was so ripe already. I thought it makes sense, but I thought it turned red. Clearly it turns yellow, so those are probably ready to harvest too. I will pull those out in a little while. I've had a couple of beets come out. You can see that beets are starting to get ready, so it looks like I need to come and pick some more. I have a giant is a strong word, but a big banana pepper. It's so fun to grow something from seed and then see it actually come to fruit. It just makes me so happy. Look at the size of this flower. This was supposed to be like a dwarf variety. It's not. But look at the base on it. Like, it's as big as, it's a giant. It's healthy and happy, and the pollinators love it. So we're keeping it. And then, yeah, we're back over to this garden. Over here on the patio, this mandevilla is just giving me a headache. I don't know. All of its leaves fell off when I first planted it, but it's growing all the way to the top of the trellis and it's starting to bloom. It just has no leaves on it. I think there's a dead bee in there. That's weird. Yeah, this plant makes me uncomfortable. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if we'll grow mandevillas in there next year or if we'll find a different way. This tomato plant is dying, and I'm going to have to figure out why. But I think it might be Fusarium wilt. I don't know. I'll have to look. However, the Berries Crazy Cherries on the patio is giant and almost to the top of the trellis already. So at least one of them is going really well. I think that this garden is so beautiful. It's so jungly. It's just gorgeous. We've got the hibiscus that it did look like just yesterday. I noticed one of the flowers is ready to open. That is way too early, and that's fine. It's because it was grown in a greenhouse and I bought it this year. So next year that won't be until like August that happens. This tomato plant is doing pretty well. It's not setting any fruit yet, but it does look like it needs a stake to be staked up. The elephant ears out there are just growing and looking beautiful. So fun that I was able to get them started early this year, so they're really exploding in growth already. That's usually not until later in the summer, and it's great to be able to see them a little bit earlier. And my giant hosta, I love that thing. Those that bee balm, the purple flowers behind it, that is totally volunteer. I've never purchased a bee balm, and every year they're coming up back there and the bees love it. So it's filling in that spot that I can't reach, and I think everybody's happy. I do see what I think is my first, that's really funny, my first ripe Berries Crazy Cherries tomato that is in that was volunteer. I have no idea. I didn't even know that was what the tomato was. It came up when I was trying to grow these sweet pea vines, and the tomato came up, and I let the tomato grow in the sweet peas, and now I've got my first tomato off of it. That's really funny how it works out. Ignore the weeds, but this is the cannas. They're really dark and beautiful. They're kind of moody, and they aren't growing as fast as I was hoping that they would. So that's fine. Over here, it looks like I have some. This is like a ají dulce from my friend who, she thinks that it got crossed with something. And I kind of agree. The leaves look a little different than my one over there. But anyways, so I need to try those. I need to pick those and try those. This is just so beautiful. Every year, this begonia turns out gorgeous in this pot. Makes it very happy having this much shade and this much light. I have been getting a ton of green beans off of here. The only thing I've eaten this morning are some green beans as I walked by. You can see some of the baby green beans, but There are some bigger ones. Actually, I just picked them the other. Oh, yeah, nope, look at them all in there. There are green beans galore in there, so I need to come through and pick some more green beans today. It looks like the cucumbers never grew up this trellis, so whatever these are is just some volunteer runner beans that are growing up the trellis. That's fine. We'll let them do it. The hydrangea is a little bit flopped over, which makes me a little sad, but it is stunning this year. That thing is huge. It is taking up this whole part back here. We cut it back, and you can see some of these heads on them are, I mean, I can put my hand with it. Like, they are enormous, and they're so beautiful. That one is as perfect as a hydrangea flower gets. It's just a giant, perfect flower, and I love it. Over here is just the memorial garden, which is just stunning. It's growing so well this year. It's kind of a jungle. I dig it. I like it. I put in the clematis. You can see that it's growing up a tentacle, which makes me happy. I've got the hops grew up over the trellis and are starting to dangle down over here. That's beautiful. I've got some morning glories that I don't think they've bloomed yet, but they're growing up the trellis, so that's fine. And just the jungle in here. It's a little bit of a mess, and I'm fine with that. If it's a green mess, I'm fine with it. Over here to this beautiful, like, salvia type plant. I don't know. It's gorgeous. So it's got these purple flowers on it. Hopefully it'll bloom more. It does look like some of this stuff is starting to throw off some blooms, so I came and deadheaded it. Like, this needs to go. That is struggling up there. I think it needs more water or more food. I probably won't grow that there next year. I'll find something else to put in that pot, but that's okay. The cucamelons back here are starting to get little baby cucamelons on them. They are the cutest little things when they're, I mean, they're not very big fruit when they're fruit, but they're really cute when they're babies. So they're starting to grow. I wish I would have gotten more plants to grow, but I think it'll fill in by next month. It'll be fine. These are, we were just looking at this. These are starting to grow a little bit and not looking as terrible, but I mean, it's still pretty terrible. I don't know if the mess looks that much different. I'll try to find a clip of what we had last garden tour. But here's my new garden shed. Took us a whole week to go through all the garbage back here. We've got the dumpster. We've thrown a ton of stuff away, and now we have this little garden shed that is going to hold all of my stuff, my flower pots and all of that stuff are going to get moved in there and out of the way. So that's really, really great to see. So I think that's it for my quick garden catch up. Again, I'm going to do a video. It's funny, every time I think I'm going to get the video for the tomato wall done, then the tomato wall changes again, and I feel like I should wait and do it while the fruit ripens. So I'll get on it soon. But thank you for watching, and happy gardening.